Midway through January 10th, the Sun King pledged allegiance to the rogues. Che leverages this against the Vantalord and offers him a treaty. However, the Vantalord has yet to respond, and so the war rages on. Make sure to go watch the previous parts. Link is in the top right. This won't really make sense if you haven't seen them. All right, thank you. January 10th, 2022. The Vantalord enlightens the public of the history of the Council. He states that when the Council first reached Earth, they settled on Africa, and while exploring, found a mountain full of vibranium, and used it to develop Wakanda. And just like that, the Vantawars enters the MCU. We did it, boys! Let's fucking go! The Kali Viking, a member of the Che.Jim army and a trusted comrade of Tanktol, reveals that he has betrayed the Council after witnessing some horrific events. Now he only pretends to be on the Vantalord's side to be assigned as a guard to the cookout. His plan is to open the gate mid-cookout and have the rogues charge the sacred ceremony. He returns to his undercover activities after exclaiming to the rogues, "Wait till the third rack of ribs hits the grill, and then justice and truth will be ours." Tanktol Man learns of this betrayal and does not take it lightly. Being betrayed by someone he saw as a brother, Tanktol's rage has seemingly never been greater and will only fuel the Che.Jim army. ImTropicalJoe, a representative of the Latino delegation, while admitting he does not represent the entire interests of the Latino delegation, offers his opinion that Che's revealing of secrets is sacrilege, and although Che was allied to the Latino delegation after being a major player in the Latino delegation's war for independence, he must be stopped, and Joe, and by extension the Latino delegation, joins the council's side. Jacob Myers, a camp leader, also known by his nickname Absolute Mad Lad, stands neutral and offers his camp services to any refugees of the war. Mr. Myers is revered as an honorable and fair leader and will go down in history as a saint of this conflict. Krogstad Dad, otherwise known as the leader of the Redneck Demon Slayers, or their alternative name, the Yay Shira, states that while typically staying independent from council matters, must step up and help the council out. Krogstad states that the Redneck Demon Slayers are rallying for combat, and he is sending a convoy of F-150s to the Vantalord's aid. Che.Jim, after being called upon the council to aid in the fight, claims that the council has lost control, an event that is purely unacceptable, but honors the alliance of 1682 AD and sends the council their finest warriors, the Immortals. These hardened killing machines are up there with the Che.Jim army as some of the finest warriors in the Talksphere. Che is criticized for siding with the council as he literally shares the name Che with the rogue's leader. That sword guy siding with order and stability takes no side, but after a botched negotiation attempt from Che, sword guy claims that his philosophies stray too far from Che's and thus reluctantly sides with the council. Andy Packer reports on how the Vantalord has seen Man News and is threatened to take over the news site. Andy states they cannot be bought, but questions the Vantalord's power after he threatened to purchase Fox and CNN, but no action was taken from the council to do so. The Movie Watchers Academy, an organization dedicated to experiencing the finest of stories, speaks out. Straw Hat Goofy, the leader of the MWA, states that secrets make for a good story. They make the plot progress, and they keep things interesting. Therefore, they must side with the council and orders a limo to be sent as a peace offering. Vantalord responds by offering the MWA a seat at the High Council, a major stake in Disney, and a fucking roller coaster as a showing of good faith. Like a roller coaster? We double checked that, right? Robin Swords claims to have no stake in what he calls this schism, but offers his services as fight master should this war be decided via trial by combat. Vantalord addresses Che's theory that the council constructed the bi-urinal, and reveals that Che is indeed correct, claiming to Precipitous, his right-hand man, there are forces at play that you do not understand. Vantalord reveals that the original Vantalord before him ordered him to construct the bi-urinal, otherwise the council would be killed, and expresses fears that the rogue, growing in power, might be able to do the same soon. But coming to Vantalord's aid is reidthellamaking. After waking from his 1,000-year slumber, the Llama King wields his sword and states that him and his 69,420 soldiers stand by with the council, and that anyone with this insignia pledges allegiance to the Llama army. January 11th, 2022. Vantalord responds to Che's foot fetish attack, realizing that there is no comeback to being outed as a foot guy, and seeing the growing army of the rogues, he resorts to his trump card. The Vantalord approaches the Vanta Essence, the god responsible for his powers, and for the first time in 92 millennium, Vantalord strikes a deal with the Vanta Essence. The Vantalord will be granted immense power by having the Vanta Essence infiltrate every cell of the Lord's body, with the catch that if the Vantalord loses control, his soul belongs to the Vanta Essence for eternity. Vantalord accepts and collapses, dropping his iron to the floor, but waking up an even greater threat than before. He is granted the title of the Primordial Vantalord, and is granted the nickname of Devil Killer. He's also given the ability of wave manipulation, telekinesis, and interdimensional flight, with a 21 million boost to his IQ, a 9 million boost to his strength, and a devastating 32 million boost to speed. Che is going to have to pull out some big guns to compete with the Primordial Vantalord. General Game Master responds to the news of the Primordial being released, and admits that he was wrong to pledge allegiance to the Council so quickly. The Game Master assigns his army to finding the Primordial and either containing it or destroying it. The Game Master is not officially pledged to the Rogues or the Paharists, but seems to be staying free from titles and independently joining the fight against the Primordial and the Council. Chad Crush claims that all great changes are preceded by chaos and pledges himself to Che. Che encourages this alliance by commenting, "Slay the false god." Tony Creativo follows the Vantalord's orders from the day before and drains the Historian's bank account of all of his money. There are whispers that the Historian is already making efforts to amplify income through shitty merch sales, although nothing is confirmed as of yet. The Historian, representing the Paharists, then breaks silence on the Vantalord's accusations of scarcity in their ranks, brushing it off and plugging his fucking merch. The Historian claims their ranks only bolster with each passing moment, and orders the Paharists to give the Vantalord a taste of his own medicine, to send him a doo-doo strike. He goes as far to say, make it so he only sees doo-doo for days. War is hell. Eaters of More Cheese showcases a manipulation tactic that the Vantalord uses to manipulate the masses. Cheese claims that the Vantalord personally taught him this tactic, so that Cheese could distract everyone at Walmart while the Vantalord took all the sweet baby rays he could carry. Tank Man issues a challenge to champion Aiden, a man he once respected. Tank Man offers a fight to the death on the field of battle. Aiden has yet to respond, many claiming he is too much of a, and I quote, little pussy bitch to fight the Nerd Gym leader. Morty says sides with the Rogues, claiming now is the time for action, and shows the banner of his army. Forever NPC calls dibs on gun eagles in this war on behalf of the Paharists. A Site-42 scientist talks on behalf of the SCP Foundation, and claims that secrets are kept for a reason, and thus they must stand with the Council. The Vantawars reaches ESPN. Like literally, ESPN reported on this. Obviously, they cannot reach the great heights of War Scribe PoisonDash, but it's cute that they try. Roningt, speaking on behalf of the Petty Squad, goes against Petty Protocol and aligns himself with the Vantalord, even after being ignored by the Vantalord for days. Ron offers the Petty Assassins to go after Che and asks to become Council Member of Pettiness. The Vantalord accepts his proposition. While the war rages on, many believe that it won't last long, and that a resolution will be made within the next week. Now the only question that remains is, who won each day? Well, on the 10th, Che did make some intense attacks against the Vantalord, including revealing that he has a foot fetish, which is a fate worse than death. On the other hand, the Vantalord revealed the Frostwolf, and put into perspective just how outmatched Che is. Some powerful allies joined Che, including Che's Aiden and the Sun King, but the Council gained the Llama King and his army, as well as the Immortals, both highly skilled forces. And while Che did get a man on the inside with the Kali Viking, and had the theory of the Bi-Urinal confirmed to be true, the Vantalord's doo-doo strikes and threats of bankruptcy against the Historian, along with the massive amount of Council allegiances on this day, make Che tonight's biggest loser, and the Vantalord the victor of January 10th. As for January 11th, the Council also takes the crown, with the Vantalord gaining new powers from the Primordial Essence, and forming an alliance with ESPN, as well as Tony Creativo's attack on the Parists' bank accounts, with the only real retaliation coming from the Parists in the form of a doo-doo strike. Make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for part 5 to keep up to date. Love you cuties. Hopefully